Come on, man.
Hello, it's me, it's Craig at Fludded. Nice to see you again. I just wanted to make a quick video about Zack Snyder, who I like a lot. I think he's great. I really like Justice League. In fact, I'm willing to say I think it's one of the best films I've ever seen, ever. And controversially, I really like Watchmen as well. And I remember at the time liking it and Stephen Fry saying it was the worst film he'd ever seen. So it's Marmite. It seems like it's a bit Marmite. But Zack Snyder has announced that he is working on a new film, which is a film he's had sort of in the background for the last like 10 or 11 years, something like that. And he said that he's mapping out a whole IP, a whole world to compete with Star Wars, the Star Wars world, which I don't think George Lucas really had all that mapped out. When he started it out, it just kind of grew. You know, what kind of blood does Yoda have? Green? Remember him just when he gets asked by the effects guys while he's watching some footage back, and he just goes, "Oh, green." so the world was pretty much mapped out just like that, sort of like whatevs. So Zack Snyder's got a new film, and it's a sci-fi adventure called Rebel Moon. And it's going to be a Netflix exclusive. Let's take a look at it because I think this looks really, really exciting. Call me old-fashioned. But what I like about Snyder is he does quite gritty things. And I think the idea of him doing a kind of a Star Wars-y series of films is an interesting one. This is... Let's see. See, it says here Snyder sets the next movie, a sci-fi adventure, Rebel Moon. He's writing it with a guy called Shay Hatten, who's a young lad, as far as I'm concerned, born in '94. He's a writer and producer, known for Army of the Dead, which was the film Snyder had released with Netflix this year. I kind of watched that and just initially I thought, oh, this is interesting, and then kind of lost my interest. It just became a zombie film, killing the hordes. I'm not really into that. It's the sort of computer game. It was like a computer game for me. And I know they're making the prequel to that now, which is odd for me. It's like, if the prequel's any good, why would it not be the film that's made first? But, you know, what do I know? So Shay Hatton's helping with the writing of that. Shay Hatton's also known for John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum in 2019, and Army of Thieves. The other guy writing it is Kurt Johnstad, who is the former assistant director and key grip. That's pushing the trolleys. Kurt Johnstad has a long-standing relationship with the military and wrote the Navy SEALs Playing Themselves movie, Act of Valor, but he's best known for the cult classic 300. I don't know why I dwelled on the first bunch of things, as well as sequel 300, Rise of the Empire. I've not seen that. Hear it's good. I think I might have tapped into it, but it wasn't in the mood for it. So that's the team. Let's have a look at what they're doing. Oh, I'm already on here. Okay. So there he is. There's our boy, Zack. Loved the fact that he popped into the charity event for geeks and gamers and gave them all a tough time. I do not associate with hate. They've never quite recovered from that faux pas. It says here, Zack Snyder has gone from zombie apocalypses in ancient Greece, nightmares, and Metropolis. Now the filmmaker's heading into faraway galaxies. Snyder has set his next project, an epic sci-fi fantasy titled Rebel Moon, that he's co-writing and will direct and produce for Netflix. I take it that means, like, you guys get on with it, report back to me, and I'll make a few changes. That's so it's kind of like an exec producer role in that respect. It's been made for Netflix, the home of the most recent Army of Dead. Snyder's co-writing the script, Army of Thieves, with Shay Hatten and Kurt Johnstad. He'll produce with his wife, the producing partner Deborah Snyder, via the duo Stone Quarry, along with longtime principal Wesley Collier. and some other people working on various other projects. I did notice this on the Internet Movie Database, that he was getting involved with people, the producers for the show Bright, which I thought was quite interesting. It put Snyder back in business with Netflix's Scott Stuber, who oversaw Dawn of the Dead in his then role of vice chairman of Universal and was instrumental in bringing in Army of the Dead. Now, what I think is a big deal is the fact that you've got Snyder essentially embracing the streaming format. You know, he sees value in it, and for Justice League to be released that way, it's a big deal. And I think that there could be retrospective viewings in the cinemas that people would still buy tickets to go and see. Like if Justice League was going to be on the big screen, I'd probably get a ticket and go and see it, and I think most other people would as well. I think it would do very well. So it's very interesting. I kind of like the embracing of modern life that Snyder's getting on board with. Do I think cinema's dead? Probably for me. Oh, there's thunder outside. Probably for me. I'm kind of like not all that interested, basically because, why would you, if you can go to the store, if you've got a little bit of wonga, buy a massive TV that covers your entire wall with some amazing surround sound speakers, and basically sit there and have your own kind of viewing experience without people getting up and going to the loo, without you being able to pause it, without people munching in your ear or talking or looking at their phones. The experience of going to the cinema just is being matched in a way by our home cinema experience. So I don't know, what do you reckon? But this Rebel looks pretty interesting. The story is set in motion when a peaceful colony on the edge of the galaxy is threatened by the armies of a tyrannical regent named Belisarius. I hope you're all nipping out and buying up the .coms for all these names, because you should. Desperate people dispatch a young woman. The hero's going to be a woman. That's great. Let's see how that pans out. I wonder if it's going to be a woman playing like a man, being a man. That's what you often get when you get the hero, the female hero. She's basically being a man. I don't know if you've noticed that. Kind of something I've just like noticed. If you look at something like Alien, is that true of Alien? Actually, it'd be nice to be able to think like you could get a balance between the two. The young woman with a mysterious past. There you go. There's the twist, the spoiler we're not going to know about, and that'll definitely come out. She's obviously something else that she isn't already. I'm getting hooked. The world is being created around it, and I'm in. Mysterious past to seek out warriors from neighboring planets to help them make a stand. It feels so. It's kind of like a recruiting. Let's get together. Which, what's that remind me of? A little bit of Black Panther, Star Wars. I guess so. Getting on board with all the other different species to take on the baddies. Did that in Black Panther as well. Interesting. So she goes to neighboring planets to help them make a stand. This is me growing up as an Akira Kurosawa fan, a Star Wars fan, Snyder tells a Hollywood Reporter. This is an exclusive in a Hollywood Reporter. Let's have a little look at mute it. But this is the kind of thing that Akira Kurosawa was making. I mean, it's epic, isn't it? I love it. Drama. Melodrama almost. Muted. Edgy. It'll be interesting to see what Snyder does. And I think the idea that if Snyder's going to do it, it is going to be like, everything's going to look worn and used, which is what they did with Star Wars. Everything was a bit busted up, a bit sort of scratched and weather beaten. Unlike a sort of Battlestar, the original Battlestar Galactica, say, where everything's brand new and plasticky looking. So it finds its germs of its origins in the Star Wars pitch the filmmaker had developed a decade ago. It was more a mature take on the universe created by George Lucas. That's exactly what we want from Star Wars, a maturer take. Something that has aged with us as the original sort of fans of Star Wars. But it's kind of like just stayed where it is. So he's thinking of doing a maturer version of that, a version that didn't move beyond any meaningful conversations after the Walt Disney Company acquired Lucasfilm in 2012. At one point, he and Newman, who were behind Narcos and Narcos Mexico, even went down the path of making it a series. See, for me, if this is a success, this is going to be like an immediate film series. He wants it to be an entire IP, but it was as a feature that he felt its true potential lay. He began reworking the idea with Johnstad and dived in, surely, at the same time as he began making Army of the Dead, bringing in that movie's co-scribe, Hatten. Well, you know, I hope it's not going to be just another sort of like, you know, block, swipe, block, twist, throw, roll, block. I don't like all that. I'm bored of that. The latter, if it is that, then hope it's intelligent that and like super... It's like just not overly long, please. The latter at 27 had quietly become an in-demand franchise writer. Had he really? Oh, because of John Wick. And he's working on the upcoming installments. He said, "I've spent the last 2 or 3 years building out this universe. Every corner has to be painted in. I've been doing designs, constantly drawing, and really cultivating this fertile ground to make the world fully realized." Where on earth is he getting time to do that? Army was viewed by 72 million people in the first 4 weeks, according to Netflix. Well, where are these numbers? Can we see them? Or can they just make them up? Landing it in the streamer's top 10 most watched movies. I don't know where these numbers live. Do you know where the numbers are? Do share. I mean, I don't know where they are. Even before its May 14 release, Snyder and Stone Quarry had a German language prequel movie and an anime series in production. Making Army not just an original property, but a franchise. Rebel will be another IP and a hope for franchise for Netflix, which is building its arsenal in the age of streaming wars. Is that what we have? Streaming wars? I'm not sure. The feature will be Snyder's next movie, and the hope is to begin production in early 2022. I've been working on this on the side for so long. It's pretty far along. I mean, I can't believe that. He's been doing Justice League. Everything's going crazy. What's up? News is breaking. All this unfurls that Snyder has one of the biggest years in his filmmaking career, certainly has. Justice League Restored made a splashy debut on HBO Max. He must be one of these guys who kind of pretty much doesn't micromanage. He has to like just give people a job. You go off and do that, and I'll check in. I'll keep reporting in on you. What a fab job, you know, just to be overseeing all these amazingly talented people, and just you know, and I don't know, having that overall vision and being able to let go and let them sort of, you know, use the skills that they have. I don't know. I do admire him from a directing point of view. I think he's excellent. I've just done a video where I've sort of A and B'd Joss Whedon's, you know, the scene in Justice League, the robbery of the bank at the beginning, which ends up and you see Wonder Woman on the top of the building. I've just done an A and B of Joss Whedon's version of that next to Zack Snyder's version. And it's interesting to see how Whedon chose takes that were, in my opinion, not as good as the takes that Zack had chosen. For example, one of the scenes, the camera comes, you know, when she's standing up on the scales of justice, and she's standing there, and you start hearing you start hearing the music. The camera sort of comes down and goes into the dish. You have the scales in Joss Whedon's version, whereas in Zack's version, the camera comes round and goes past the dish, and you see the guys entering the building or leaving the building or something happening. And it just makes much more sense. When I saw the original with Joss Whedon's version, I didn't realize she was on the same building as them. but then I actually see the camera's revealing her looking at what's down on the ground. Where Joss Whedon used a version that didn't show that. It was insane. I'll release that video soon. It's really, really fascinating to watch how what parts of shots got used and which parts got ditched. And Zack knows exactly what he's doing. I call him Zack because he's my busy mate. So he's had a big year in filmmaking. The movie's recent international release on DVD and Blu-ray saw it catapult to the top of the sales, rep by CAA Lee Robbie Entertainment. So Snyder and Netflix are kind of doing it. The prequel, the anime, as well as Day Shift, Nex's vampire thriller, not with Jamie Foxx, all that kind of stuff ain't for me. Johnstad more recently wrote the Charlize Theron action movie Atomic Blonde. He's rep by UTA and Sloan. All right, I don't care about that. So there you go. That's what was happening. Zack Snyder is making a new film, and it could be the next Star Wars, but a little bit grittier and a little bit more grown up, which is interesting. What do you reckon? What do you know? Do share down below in the comment section. Please like the video, give me some support, hit that subscribe button, and I'm off to go and work on that Whedon Snyder comparison video now. So till next time, I'll speak to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.